on October 7th, you were very much bombastic and clearly lambasted. Not just the actions, not just the brutality, but actually Hamas. And as you've said consistently, you were always on the side of Israel. Israel, Israel, Israel. Then we roll on a few weeks later and you write your first article on the 5th of November where you actually address Israel directly. I'm going to read out excerpts of that, but I want you to tell us how you went from what changed from the 7th to the 5th, or sorry, yeah, the 5th of November.
I've always believed that a true friend speaks truth to those that they love and those that they care for. And that truth may cause your friend or whoever it is to chart the right and proper course once they have been advised by those that they know, and from the records over the years, has always been their friend, their supporter, and indeed their defender. We've all been brought up in many ways. Those of us that definitely lived, were educated abroad, for example, in the West, to support Israel. And of course, I am a Christian. I'm not just a Christian, a Pentecostal Christian, an evangelical Christian. And we are taught, as you probably know, from birth, about the importance of Israel and the vital role they will play in the end time and how important Israel is to God. So I've always believed that. I've also attended Bible seminary. So you know how I must feel about Israel. And that is why when Israel was attacked in a brutal fashion on October the 7th, the whole world, whether Christian, Muslim, whatever you are, everybody rose up and condemned this heinous action by Hamas, which is a group that I've always condemned, as I've condemned Islamist groups all over the world, including in Nigeria, including other parts of the world. I think it's condemnable. I've never been a supporter of Hamas. I think Hamas is an evil organization. And certainly Hamas is not a friend to humanity. That is my view, and that has always been my view. So when what happened on October the 7th happened, it didn't come as a surprise to many of us because that's the nature of these people. I'm talking about Hamas. But it happened, and it was barbaric. We'd never seen anything like it, and every right-thinking person in the world surely would condemn such barbarity. Now, one barbarity does not justify another. You asked me why I had to tell the ones I love, the ones I've always believed in and defended the truth. A few weeks later, what we saw unfolding was this, and we were all angry when October 7th took place. We all said all sorts of things. Little did we know that Israel and those that are in charge of Israel didn't just say these things, they actually meant them, and they were going to effect them. And what happened over the next few weeks? We witnessed it on television, live, as they say, where thousands of children, thousands of women, thousands of buildings, thousands of infrastructures, not of Hamas, because babies are not members of Hamas. Women, in the majority, are not members of Hamas. Innocent individuals, including health workers, including World Health Organization workers, including school teachers, including hospital workers, ambulances targeted, hospitals targeted, slaughtered by Israeli bombs. This is what we witnessed day in, day out. And it became very clear that this was not just a question of fighting Hamas or eliminating Hamas, which I think most people are in agreement with. This was an opportunity that presented itself to the extremists in Israel and the extremists amongst the Zionist state and the Jewish right-wing fringe to totally eliminate those people that live in the Gaza Strip and essentially to wipe out the Palestinian race. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Now, when I started my series against what was going on in Gaza, a lot of people were surprised, understandably. But as time went by, with what we were seeing on television, every key person that I know, including those that loved Israel at one point or the other, has condemned this. And if you look at what's happening with Western governments at the beginning, they were in total support of Israel. And of course, I'm talking about America, the UK, and a number of others. First to break ranks was France. Then eventually, thankfully, a few days ago, the British also condemned what was going on, or rather said it was too much killing, thankfully. The Germans said the same things. Even Biden's America, said the same thing, that the killing is just too much. We have never seen anything like this, literally in the history of the world, where you can watch the slaughter of women and children wholesale, free of charge, on television from your bedroom, and we're expected to clap for them. Now, to back that up, some of the statements that the Israeli leaders have been making only confirms the fact or the suggestion that they want to eliminate an entire people. This is nothing but genocide. It is nothing but ethnic cleansing. It is nothing but barbarity in its worst form. And I would never support that as a human being, as a Christian, and as somebody that knows that God will not allow the killing of innocent people simply because you feel enraged. And that's why I changed. And since that time, I consider it to be as a matter of duty to speak up against what I consider to be evil in this matter. And everything about it is evil. It's not just about what they're doing. It's about what their intentions are. It's about the history of the whole conflict, because I did a lot of research. I went back to the drawing board, and I realized that, okay, why did Hamas behave like this? October, and I'm not justifying that behavior, but October the 7th took place. You can't take it in isolation. These are a people that have been occupied for so many years, for 75 years. They were removed from their land. They were occupied. They were tormented. They were killed. They were slaughtered. They were defeated. People that have no state of their own, women and children, no country of their own. And the whole world literally turned their back on them. Yes, of course, people tried their best. But Israel always had the best of it all. At every point in time, they were the underdogs. And now we're expected to believe that they don't matter. It's okay for us to sit down and watch a whole race being eliminated, being driven into the sea or the desert, or being, as one of the ministers in Israel said, the minister for heritage in Israel said they should just nuke the whole place, drop a nuclear bomb on Gaza and kill every single Palestinian. This is a civilized world. We want peace, we want decency, we want justice. And if we want peace, if we want justice, then we must give justice to the Palestinian people. And we have constantly called upon Israel to cease fire and stop this nonsense. They did it for 4 days. They continued after that. And now they're even killing their own citizens who are hostages in the hands of Hamas. They're also bombing cemeteries. They're bombing everything in sight. And this is unacceptable. And every right thinking person ought to speak out against it.